That's an amazing advantage because everyone else who's copying interview answers on the internet won't be prepared for those questions, those follow-up questions. But you are. You told them the truth, and the truth is always the best answer. The good thing about the truth that you're speaking is you wrote it down. At least we know that your grammar is correct.
Yeah, it's a good thing to check also.
Yeah, like you're supposed to speak the truth, but you shouldn't speak carelessly. You should at least check your grammar, right? Because I post something in Facebook groups and some person's gonna say, oh, that's a lot of work. I just go there as I am and like whatever. They carelessly go there. But you could tell from their answers that yeah, you're honest and authentic, but your grammar's not correct. You might as well just write down what you plan to say and just check if the words are in the right place and check if your pronunciation's correct. And that's what we're doing. These are all interesting conversations for you in the future. This is week 3?
3.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Cool. So, last time, did we get the opportunity to read through your sentences?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sure. I'm just going to look for your answers. We're going to read through your answers. How was your experience with the previous week of writing exercises?
Actually, it's very challenging. Then, yeah, some part is very difficult.
Which one's difficult?
I found activity 2. So, week 3, activity 2. I found it difficult because I don't have like the clear scenario where I can use the questions. So,
Oh, okay. All right.
yeah.
Well, that's okay. We can discuss that in today's session. Right, let me just pull up your answers real quick. So today we're looking at week 3, activities 1 to 7. Are you more comfortable speaking English now?
A little bit.
A little bit? Okay, that's
But
good.
still very nervous.
The nervous part disappears when you've done it enough times. That's why I'm giving you a lot of homework. Have you been checking the videos with the other students?
Yeah, the teacher, I didn't finish all the updates.
Oh, okay. I still have like 40 coaching videos that I haven't uploaded yet. Or maybe 60.
Oh,
Yeah,
many.
that's how many students I have. But, because usually I need to listen to the coaching session so we can cut out private information. Like sometimes they put their whole name or their address or something like that. Something that I shouldn't be posting. So I remove that. I remove those. And then right now I'm also including notes with timestamps, so you can click to specific parts of the conversation, or you can go back to specific parts of the conversation.
Yeah, I think it's a lot helpful,
Yeah,
especially with the pronunciation part.
yeah. With the pronunciation part, well, you sounded okay the last time. Okay. Can you go to week 3, activity 1? I'll have you read through it, and I'll pay attention to your pronunciation. I'll highlight words that I noticed that we need to work on.
Okay. Can I start now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, week 1. Okay, here we go. Having a big earning is everybody's ultimate dream. If I'm earning 30,000 a month, for sure, I will spend my money wisely. I have a practice of planning my expenses ahead of time. Here's my plan. My expenses depend on the place where I am working. Let's say I am working here in my province. The cost of living here is not that expensive. I will keep the 15,000 for my savings. I will allocate the 9,000 for my food allowance. I will set aside the 3,000 for my bills. I will keep the 3,000 for my emergency funds. At the end of the month, all the remaining money from my budget will go to my savings. This will be my plan if I am earning 30,000 a month.
Okay. Um, well, there's one word that gets repeated all the time. It's when you're having trouble with the word thousand.
Thousand,
Yeah, it's thousand.
thousand,
Yeah,
30,000,
30,000.
30. Yeah, that's 30, not 30.
Yeah,
30,000.
yeah.
Like, I have some problems when it comes like to TH sounds or like
Well, when it comes to th sounds, you sound okay if you're just saying one word. So if I ask you to
yeah,
say
yeah,
thousand, like you got it, 100%. But if you
yeah,
have
but
to say it with another word, like with a number, like
two consecutive
10,000,
words.
you sometimes get it right, but you sometimes get it wrong. So you want to get used to saying it right all the time because thousand is how much money we should be making, right?
Yeah.
So like that's the goal, right? So 30,000 a month is 1,000 a day. Like
Wow.
it's not a lot, but it's good enough for a lot of things.
Yes, actually, it's
Like
very helpful
1,000 a
already.
day can cover almost all of your basic needs.
Also, they
Depending
can
on
help
where
you
you
saving.
live, because if you live in the city, like depends on which city. If you
Mm.
live in BGC, 1,000 a day isn't a lot of money. It's like
It's
yeah,
something like average,
no, it's small if you live in BGC or
small.
Makati.
Mm.
Because I have a friend who her rent, and I have another friend who lives in the next street. Their rent is like 60,000 a month.
Wow.
So
What
sixty
do you
thousand
job
a
with?
month is 2,000 a day.
Wow.
So
Very nice salary. How I
um,
wish
no,
I could have that
that's
kind of
just the
salary.
rent. That's just the rent.
Just for rent. It's
Yeah,
expensive.
yeah, and one of them is working, so they eat out a lot, so they'll probably spend 1,000 a day on food. So yeah,
Wow.
like
So they
imagine
need to
that.
work hard.
Yeah, like that's the goal. That's why I'm teaching people skills, so you can move out of the range of minimum wage and transition into the upper range. Like I can't help with six-figure income. Like I'm not there, but I can help you get to below there where I am. So
Mm.
yeah, that's the
So,
goal. You need to have higher level communication skills to qualify for those jobs.
what kind of job is that, sir? By the way.
It depends. If like for example, call center works like 30,000 a month. Well, 20,000 a month. If you're good, it's 30. It can go as high as 35 for a lot of
Mm.
the well-known companies here. If you want to become a writer, like the entry level pay for writer is 50 pesos per 100 words or $1 every 100 words.
Is it
And if you can write comfortably, you can easily make 4,000 a day.
is it easy to become a writer? Like
No,
I don't have.
it's hard as fuck. It's
Wow.
like you're stabbing your head. Like it's that painful when you're trying to write. But it's also fun because you get to assemble words, arrange words, and convert that ability into money. Kind of like call center work. You just open your mouth, you just talk to
Yes.
people, you help them solve
Talk,
problems, and you
talk, and
get paid
talk.
money. The same thing with sales. You talk to people, you listen to their problems, you give them advice, and hopefully, if they buy from you, you're going to make money. And a lot of these high paying jobs, the more skilled and the more professional your attitude is, the more money you can command. Right?
Wow. Yes.
Because that's how it works, and you don't need a degree for a lot of those jobs.
Yeah.
If you
Like
do have a
Steve
degree,
Jobs.
you do have an advantage. So yeah, and
That,
a lot of the things, a lot of the things I teach are the things that people don't really care about or pay attention to. Like, for example, I'm going to teach you a small rule. Like, you notice that I change a few things on your work. So, for example, when you are writing anything like a small number, like anything that's below 101, you should use a word.
yes.
So it should be, instead of the number 30,000,
I'm writing
30K,
30,000
it's
here.
30,000. Why do you want 30,000? So you can't, your brain will pronounce the word when you read it.
30,000. Okay, that's the idea.
Yeah, because if you write here, like, I didn't change this. If I'm earning 30K a month, I'm gonna say 30K a month. I'm not gonna say 30,000 a month.
Yeah, sometimes I do that one. Like, I'm reading the K instead of saying the word thousand.
All right. So yeah, so if I allocate the 9,000, like, it's a mental effort for me to say 9,000 here and 3,000 for my
9,000.
bills, right?
3,000,
So
yes.
you want to remove all these small things that will make reading and speaking difficult. That's why the first thing that we did was the one sentence paragraph format and the shorter sentences. And then I slowly added rules like be more specific, remove pronouns, and stuff like that, right?
Yes, strong.
So when it comes to numbers, oh, by the way, I added, I'm gonna send it to you. Wait, let me just pause the video real quick. I'll just send this to you. So you can read this on your free time. So I already sent you an email. So just check that out and read it, and it'll help you with your composition, okay?
Okay,
All right.
yeah,
So,
sure.
so you want to get used to the 1,000. So how do you solve the problem when you speak 1,000 after you said the number, right? So 9,000, 3,000, 30,000. Okay? Whenever you are having difficulty with a word, do not force yourself to say the word.
Okay.
Because you're gonna have you're gonna get into even more trouble. The first thing that you need to do is to just slow down. So let's use some of your sentences. So let's go with the first. If I'm earning 30,000 a month, so you're having trouble with 30,000 a month. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause. If I'm earning 30,000 a month, so I'll be able to take a breath or concentrate so I can say the word properly. Or if I'm earning 30,000 a month, so I can pause in between the words, just so and then I'll just continue with the normal pace. For sure, I'll spend my money wisely, right?
Alright.
So
There should be a pause.
I'll pause here, the 15,000 for my savings. So yeah, like, slow down. If you're having trouble, usually the problem is you're not breathing, you're speaking too fast, or you are. Oh, yeah. When I say speaking too fast, I don't mean speaking the words quickly. Because in the Taglish translation, we say the words slowly. We enunciate all of the words, right? I will keep the 15,000 for my savings. That's the Taglish. But in the English, I will keep the 15,000 for my savings, right? The difference between the, like, when you use the English pronunciation, you're supposed to be faster, but you need to pause where you're supposed to pause. So you have to slow down You can slow down between words. You can slow down between phrases, or like when you see a comma, slow down or pause there. If you see a period, slow down. Use every opportunity, like the periods, the spaces, to slow down. Okay? And then you say the words quickly. All right?
Okay.
I will keep the 3,000 for my emergency funds. And then you pause there and then you continue reading. Okay?
Okay.
So let's hear you answer the million pesos in the bank.
Okay. So, if I have 1 million pesos in the bank, I will withdraw the money. In the bank, my money is very safe. I will earn less in the bank. I want to use that money in starting a business. I made a plan on how to use that money. Having 1 million as a capital, I can start a money changer. I think a money changer business will give me a good income. All I need to do is to find a place where it is safe and accessible to the customers. Owning a money changer is my dream business. I know that owning a money changer is not easy to fulfill. I strongly believe that someday I can start my dream business.
Okay. So just a couple of words. So you had trouble with withdraw. I will withdraw the
Withdraw,
money.
withdraw, withdraw, withdraw,
Yeah. I
withdraw,
think
withdraw,
earlier you said
withdraw.
withdraw.
Yeah, withdraw.
Withdraw. Oh yeah, there you go.
Withdraw, what's that? Withdraw. Withdraw.
Withdraw. And then it's
Withdraw.
safe and accessible. Accessible.
Accessible.
No, it's accessible.
Accessible. Accessible.
Yeah. Very good.
Is it correct?
Yeah. The last
Accessible.
part. Yeah, that sounds
Like
about
soft,
right.
hard, soft, hard. Accessible. Okay. Soft, hard.
Okay. So
Okay.
let's proceed. Describe your dream job.
For the past few years, I have been constantly changing my dream job. I find it difficult to pinpoint the exact job that I'm dreaming of. I have lots of dream jobs in my mind. There is one thing in common. I want to have a stable job with stable income. I want to save money for my future plans. In my current situation, I am dreaming of any work from home. I don't know exactly what job as long as it pays well. I want to have the liberty of managing my own time. Life is too short to waste. I don't want to waste any time in things which are not valuable. I already made a plan on how to manage my work if I found work from home. Just kidding.
Okay. So you had trouble with I don't know. It sounded like just my. Can you repeat the highlighted word? You see the highlighted word?
Actually, I can't see the highlighted words, sir.
Oh, okay. So you're not online. Um,
Yeah, because I'm just using a data
okay,
connection.
okay, no problem. So I highlighted the word few. Can you repeat?
Few.
Yeah, few. For the past few years.
For the past few years.
Oh, there you go. Like that sounded better. Earlier, it sounded a little more like a P.
Few years. Okay.
Yeah.
For the past few years. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds like na ano ko lang. Next, I changed it here. In my current situation, I am dreaming of working from home. Like, yeah, mas mahaba siya kanina. So it's also important to help simplify the words because that's gonna help you.
Okay, good.
Probing questions. So the probing questions is supposed to help you come up with different like use for these questions. The other thing is I want you to get used to asking these questions. If you are these these situations help if you're trying to convince someone or if you're trying to negotiate.
Mm-hmm.
So
So,
that's why I gave you an introduction to these questions.
so these questions are usually used in call center jobs.
Um, Not all the time,
Mm-hmm.
but these questions are mostly used in situations where you're supposed to negotiate or convince someone.
Okay.
So yeah, so and I gave a lot of different questions for different situations. So let's proceed to activity three.
Okay. Activity 3. Okay. I am depressed.
So let's start with number one.
Okay. So I am depressed because I failed to provide a good lesson to my students. Give me some advice. What do I need to do? Failure is always present in any circumstances that we are in. It is hard to commit no mistakes. Mistakes are proof that we are growing. People often think failure is a bad thing. For me, I considered failure as a blessing. Imagine yourself committing no mistake. What do you think you will feel? I think you will feel nothing. Nothing to improve on the things that you're doing. Nothing means you are not improving. No improvement means there is no excitement about the things that you are doing. In conclusion, you are boring. Truth hurts. You only need to do one thing. Accept, accept that you are not perfect. Use your failures as your guide in improving yourself. Always believe that you still have what it takes to be the best version of yourself.
Very good. You sounded okay, and I couldn't find any errors in that reading. So, so good job. The only adjustment here is like in the first sentence, failure is always present in any circumstance that we're in. You don't need the
Circumstance,
S.
no S.
Yeah, no S. But that's it.
Uh,
As far as
uh,
pronunciation goes, it's all good. Um, if you have plans to apply in a call center, I think you're good to go.
actually, I'll be gone for 3 months. Like I need to go home for the preparation of my wife's delivery.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I think I will use the time to have a practice. Maybe just actually I can't write online because the signal is very weak, like I
Uh
said
huh.
before. So maybe I should try to save some videos, especially
Yeah.
with the
Go ahead.
pronunciation, the CSAT. Like actually, I don't know what are the stuff, but I think I need to
Oh
have
wait, you
those
got my book,
offline.
right?
Yes, actually, no, it's just the free book.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, like some of them. Actually, I'm planning to buy the book, but I can't use it because the online, the signal thing.
Oh, if you
So
buy the book, you can just download it. It's a big
mm,
PDF.
yeah. Actually, I'm still reading the free book,
Oh, okay,
all
cool.
the things there.
Yeah,
Like,
do all the
uh,
activities in the free book. Like
mm,
those are super useful.
yes, actually, because I don't have anything like what should be the plan after the delivery of
Well,
my wife
you
because
take
I need
care of
to.
your wife first, and
Yes, actually, and after that, if everything's stable, and I think that's the right time for me to find a job, maybe call center or something like online ESL.
yeah, if you'd like to teach, then that's also a thing. One of my close
Yes.
friends from high school, she studied nursing, but she didn't like it that much, so she became an English teacher and she teaches Koreans. and I think she earns like 60,000 a month. Just teach, but she's in front of the computer the whole day. Like she works from
Yeah.
home. She's talking to Korean kids the entire day, and we can't borrow her. Like she's working from 6 a.m. until late in the evening. But it's 60,000 a month.
I think it's good.
Yeah,
Actually, I've never tried online teaching because I always do the offline teaching.
it's fun. It's like this, except you can see them and they can see you. But that's it.
Mm, that's actually, I think that's the only difference.
Yeah. That's like you can watch like it's kind of like there's a lot of demonstrations like online teaching demos on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can check that out and
Uh, yes, actually, I'm checking that one and
yeah.
also some tips on how to apply.
The only reason why I don't want to do that is I don't want to like, hi kids, I'm teacher Kevin, and today
Yes,
we are
actually,
going to
I hate those things.
like I don't want to do that. That's why I'm doing something else. Like I want to talk like an adult, and
Yes,
like and
that's what
I don't want to copy Barney.
yeah, actually, that's the reason also why I didn't choose to teach online because of that kind of thing. Like I want to speak at a
But you
normal
can
pace.
I forgot what did you study or what was your past work?
That's education.
Oh, okay. So
And,
you really are a teacher through and through.
mm, I
Um,
love teaching kids, but Filipinos, not the other nationalities like
oh,
Chinese or Korean. I like
but
to
you
teach
mentioned that
adults.
you're interested in business, right?
Mm,
Why don't you just teach business owners? I teach like just say I'm gonna teach business owners English and just make a module for them, right? And maybe you can add in like translation service or stuff like that, and that can be your thing.
yeah, I'm not
Because
sure.
sometimes I have students who are managers in big companies. They ask me to look at their emails, and I edit their emails for them, so I can so like sometimes they dictate to me what they want to say in Filipino, and then I just write the email from them for them, and they pay me an extra 300 or 500 to write an email.
Wow.
So it's not bad.
Yes, actually, that's a good money already.
Like if you're a like if you're talking to a business owner, they should be able to afford it, and then
Yes.
you can charge them money. Like you can say
So,
like, oh, I teach like kind of like what I did. Like I teach English. It's really affordable, and then you can charge them for additional lessons. Like you're gonna teach them the basic for really cheap, and then you give them your actual rate after a certain period, right? And teachers who assist Korean students, they usually charge anywhere from 500 to 600 pesos an hour. One of my close friends from my past workplace, I used to rent this place in BF Parañaque. One of the teachers there, she earns like um, shit, I forgot. I think it's 1.6 per hour.
wow.
Yeah.
I think she has, what's that, like a regular student,
Yeah, she has several
like a
regular
direct
students.
students,
Hmm?
like a direct students, like not from school or any, something like a direct contact.
Well, that's well, she owns a school now.
Mm.
She owns a
Uh,
school.
oh, that's great.
So she started doing the things for other schools, and eventually she learned how to get students, and now she charges that much.
Wow. So that's a very nice one. So actually, that's my plan also. Like I want to apply to any online schools and maybe start my thing because it's my
Yeah, and
skill.
if you need help with demos and stuff like that, we can shoot a video of you, and that can be your teaching demo or something like that, right?
Oh, that's nice. Maybe I will send an email after my wife gives birth, especially
Yeah,
during the time when I will apply for a job. Maybe I need some help.
yeah, sure. We'll help you out. And if so, a lot of the things that I've wanted to teach you, like I already have. Like a lot, the succeeding activities are mostly practice at this point. But
Mm,
the fundamental rules that I want to teach are all in week 1 and week 2.
mm. So I need to practice, and I think that
Yeah, so
I should just stop.
all the succeeding activities are intended to help you gain more mastery.
Mm-mm.
Okay? So
Okay.
as far as your pronunciation goes, like we're slowly moving forward, but it sounds mostly good. Like if you go back online and look at the file and look at all the things I've underlined, like it's not a lot compared to everything that you've written so far, right?
Yes,
If
I
you
think
count
so.
the
Like,
number of sentences without highlights and the number of sentences with highlights, you'll see that the mistakes are only a small percentage. So you'll be fine. You don't need to be self-conscious or anything. Um, so let's continue. Read number 2.
okay, what do I need to stop doing? Failure is an integral part of success. You need to stop blaming yourself. Of course, you need to be held accountable for the bad result. Blaming yourself won't help with solving your problem. Depression is unavoidable if you keep on blaming yourself. If depression takes place, you are in great danger. You should accept the mistake before it is too late. Acceptance of your mistake can provide a sweet way out of your problems. Once you accept once you accept the mistake, you can start seeing the real cause of your problem. You will have a good view of finding the solutions to your problem. Once you have solved the problem, you will feel great.
That's awesome. You had trouble saying solving earlier.
Solving,
And solving,
solving, solving.
solving.
Okay, solving,
Yeah.
solving.
You
Yeah.
sound like you can be like an audiobook reader.
Uh, really?
Yeah, like
Audiobook.
it sounds good. Like I remember those old cartoons, like Tom and Jerry cartoons, where there's someone speaking on the TV, like the narrator. Like it sounds like an old TV commercial. So yeah, it's good. It's already good. Um,
Like, I
Wait,
always,
yeah.
yeah,
Here's the thing. I just realized that that was your teaching voice.
yes,
So I want you to go out of your comfort zone. So we're gonna try another voice. I want you to develop another voice, and this is what I've
okay.
been teaching my students. So the first problem that we try to get past would be the single words. That's the top 100 words of the English language, which is like 50% of your score. So we're done with that. Week 2, and I got you to read the sentences, and like you sound okay, mostly okay, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
you can read sentences. You had some trouble earlier, but after I asked you to slow down a little, you sounded a lot better. So you've already cleared that obstacle. Now I want you to clear another obstacle. I want you to learn how to adjust how you speak. So you
Like,
have that. You have that teaching voice, which you've been practicing for I don't know how long, but I presume it's been a long time because he could say it really well, right?
a
Um,
little bit, yeah.
so I want you to have this other way of speaking, other than your teaching voice. I want you to sound more casual. I want you to sound
Casual.
more like you're just talking to a friend.
Okay.
So it has to sound more sincere, and it has to sound less like a presentation,
Mm,
right?
should do that.
So the first
Okay.
few parts, like you mentioned, I said it sounded like a commercial, sounded like an audiobook, sounded like something from a TV show or a TV commercial. So so this time it has to sound more like it's coming from a friend, a sincere friend who's giving advice.
Okay.
So let's try it with number 3.
Number 3. Here, how should I do this one? Okay, I'll try to figure out how to do this one, okay? Okay, let's try to do this one. Okay.
Oh,
Failure.
wait. If you want to sound like, try doing it as if you're just talking to me.
Okay, the tracking. Okay, so maybe
Or
the
talking to
I
a
can.
friend. Imagine a friend,
Okay.
but you have to speak to them in English. So, yeah, how would you give your friend this advice?
Okay, so let's try this one. Okay, what do I need to avoid? Okay, failure is sometimes unavoidable. All you need to avoid is the thing that can make your problem worse. A concrete example of the things is that you should avoid. No, a concrete example of the things that you should avoid is depression. People who are depressed lose the ability to solve their problems by themselves. Those people need someone's help already. The problem is getting complicated. That is why you should avoid these kinds of complications. You can blame, sorry, you can blame yourself, but not to the extent of being depressed. You can blame, sorry, we normally feel sad about our failures. We should accept the fact that we should commit mistakes for us to grow.
Okay. Alright, they sound like a father figure on TV. Or like, you know Batman?
But not yeah.
Yeah. Do you
Bruce.
know Alfred from Batman?
Yes, Alfred. The what's that?
The butler,
The right hand. Yeah,
the
the
guy who
butler. Yes,
took
the
care of him
butler.
after his parents died. It kind of sounded like that. It's like you're giving Batman advice, but like that's good. Like you've adjusted.
Can I consider this one as a compliment?
Yeah, it is. It is a compliment. So you can experiment and try finding your voice. So I'm gonna give it a try. All right. So it'd be unfair if I
Yeah.
just make you read everything. So
Okay.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try giving you advice using your own words. So
Actually, this is my advice for myself.
yeah. So okay. So I'm gonna give you your own advice. So failure is sometimes unavoidable, and all you need to avoid is the thing that can make your problems worse. So an example is that I want you to avoid depression because people who are depressed lose the ability to solve their problem by themselves. So you need someone's help already. If you're feeling depressed, you need someone's help. Like it shouldn't just be you. And if you're depressed, the problem's gonna get complicated, and you should avoid complicating problems because complicated problems are difficult, right? So
Yes.
you can blame yourself, but do not overdo it. Do not blame yourself to the extent that you're going to be depressed. Like, we normally feel sad. when we fail. But you should accept the fact that we need to commit mistakes to grow, or we commit mistakes as we grow. Like that's part of the process.
Okay. So
Okay.
is this the kind of voice that I should use in a call center industry?
That's my take. But here's the thing.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna tell you the truth. My tone of voice changes depends on who was the last person that I listened to or spoken to. So I have a friend who's a Chinese businessman.
Mm-hmm.
If I have the opportunity to chat with him again, I'm gonna have a slightly Chinese accent.
Oh, it changes. It depends.
If I listen to, or if I like, lately I've been trying to polish my cooking skills again, and I used to listen to a lot of Gordon Ramsay, so I sometimes speak like a little bit like Gordon Ramsay. But I'm
Okay.
listening to this guy that I met in the gym. His name is Erwan Yusuf. He's the husband of Ann Curtis, and I found out that he has a YouTube channel, and I started watching, and like a lot of his recipes are really good. Um, so sometimes I unconsciously copy his way of speaking. So
Mm.
so yeah, like my choice of words do change from time to time. I mean
Yeah.
my tone of voice changes from time to time.
Actually, I did that one before also.
If and the other factors include, did I get enough sleep? If I didn't get
Oh.
enough sleep, I sound like a robot, like 100%. It's either I have no
Oh,
emotion or I have too much emotion. Like I'm
too
gonna sound
much.
upset, right? Like
Oh
you've
yeah.
heard some of my videos where I sounded upset or I sounded like a robot. So yeah, it does change. But
Mm.
what I wanted to teach you is you can be intentional. You can, like, for example, in a call center, you want to sound sincere. You don't want to sound
Yeah.
like you're just reading a script. And I'm pretty sure when you're teaching, you don't want to sound like you're reciting something you memorized.
Yes, actually, like in ESL, especially in offline, like you're trying to speak slowly, but I can't do that one. That's why I hate teaching children because I can't do I can't speak very like in a very slow pace.
What's the
So
age group that you're most comfortable with?
something like between actually like 16 up.
Oh, like college kids.
Yes, actually. So
Okay, then
usually those.
you can specialize in that. Yeah, college
Yes, actually.
kids. You could say I don't know, like maybe you could help people prepare for entrance exams or whatever. Help them prepare for reports, presentations, theses, or college interview, or something like that. You can create like a small module on how you can give them advice on like how to prepare for those conversations.
Conversations. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe someday I can do that one, especially
Yeah, or
on.
if you want, we can make one together and we can just sell it through my website.
Oh, I think that's a good idea.
I can help you market it. I own this other website. The name of the website is Philippines Private English Tutors.
So you can find it. Okay.
Yeah,
So
so I can put your
like,
name there and people can contact you and we can just write what your service is, and if people look for that, and they might find you on Google and they can just contact you.
are you having a foreign student
I
or
don't accept them at the moment. I just say that we're busy.
okay?
I receive
Okay.
inquiries like on through email. That website
Uh,
wasn't originally mine. belong to a client, but they stopped paying. So okay, I'm keeping your website. So
Mm.
all the inquiries go to me now.
So that's a good payment.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing.
So yeah, maybe I can send you an email
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that
after
later.
3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, because my wife will start her leave on June 15, so probably I'll be back on June 15, that's July, August, September 15.
Okay.
Yeah, in the 15th of September, maybe I'll be back online. So maybe that's also the time that I will have, I will start finding a job or any kind of work from home.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I will make sure that I can use the 3 months time, to develop myself, especially the communication skills, because I think I really need that kind of skills right now, especially during the pandemic.
Yeah, buy a small notebook, take it with you. Just write down all the different ideas. What do you want to teach? Instead of saying, I'm an English teacher, or I'm an English tutor, a licensed ESL instructor. Like, yeah, sure, but what exactly do you want to teach? What do you enjoy teaching, or what
Mm,
topics do you enjoy teaching? So
okay.
and make a module based on that. And you want to use words that will um, let people know that you're there to help them. Like, for example, um, what kind of module do I teach? I help people prepare for interviews and higher paying jobs, right? So
Also, like you.
that's kind of my specialization. Like,
Yes, actually, that's you.
yeah, it's more about I'm gonna teach you how to write and teach you how to speak so you can qualify for high paying jobs. So in your case, you'd like to talk to these college
Something
kids.
like,
So what are they having a difficult time with? And maybe you can, like, if they're having difficult time with speeches and recitations and presentations, then maybe you could just, like, I teach English for college kids who are having difficulty with presentations and interviews and stuff like that, right?
I think that's a good idea.
You can just specialize in one small thing and say no to everything else, right?
Yes.
That's kind of my thing. If someone sends us a message, we ask them a question: Are you inquiring for yourself or for your kid? And if they say it's for their kid, we usually say no.
Ah,
So
okay.
you can do the exact same thing.
Okay, so hopefully
Yeah,
soon I can start that with that one.
and it's fun. Like one time, I was writing some kid's graduation speech.
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah, like one of my students contacted me and like, hey, my son's graduating, and he needs to prepare a speech, and we're having trouble. Can you help translate? And I translated their speech, and I got paid a little over 500. It's not bad.
Oh, yeah, actually, it's not bad. It's a good
I
money
just
already.
translated it. Like they wrote it. I'm using their choice of words.
Oh, so you just like rearrange the idea.
Yeah, just same thing. One sentence paragraph, and like you can do basic writing jobs like that. Just help people,
Mm,
or you can teach them how to do it, or you can charge them higher and do the thing for them,
mm.
right?
So, yes.
So like those are some
So,
ideas to think about. Anyway, let's continue. By the way, when we're done with the session, just go back to everything that I highlighted. Just the words that are highlighted yellow are words with pronunciation errors. So that we already tackled, but I just want you to be mindful of those words in the future, so you can eventually speak those words without any errors. Okay.
okay. Yeah, I saw it already right now.
Oh, okay. What activities
So,
could help me? So yeah, let's hear number 4.
Number 4. Oh, yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
What?
When you're speaking English, try to smile. Try to smile more.
What? Yeah.
You're gonna sound
Smile more.
better, and you need to sound relaxed to speak a lot of these, especially the long words. You need to be relaxed when you speak it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll try my best. Smile. Okay, here we go. What activities could help me? I think. Okay. No, no, no. I think feeling sad about failure is normal. Being depressed for failure, I think it is not good. Why should we become depressed because of our failure? I know you can avoid depression. You can engage yourself in different activities. You can develop a new skill. You can talk to your friends. You can share your pain to your family members. You can do whatever you want to do. After all, the main goal is to avoid any unnecessary complication that might lead to a difficult situation. Lastly, appreciate your failures. They are the reason why you stand still despite the hardships that you have encountered.
Okay. So we only have three words in this section. So the first word is any.
Any,
Yeah, any siya any. So, alright,
any.
so it's
It is
any.
only, oh my god.
Yeah, it's
Any.
any. We did that last 100
Yes,
words. You forgot.
like, I can do the word, I can pronounce the word individually, but actually if it's part of the sentence already, I get some, what's that?
Well, you can in your mind because if it's a single word, you have space to think.
Mm,
You have space to remember
any.
what we discussed. But in practice, if you're reading a lot of words, your your mouth is going to remember how you've always said it, and that's
Yeah,
the reason why we practice. You know,
any.
it takes a long time. It takes a long time, right? When I learned how to drive, it took me a few weeks before I figured out what part of the car moves the car in what direction. It took me a while, but now I can do it without paying attention. Well, without paying too much
So,
attention.
so something like, it's something, what's that? Like voluntary action?
Uh, yeah, it's almost like that.
Like you know exactly what to do during that specific kind of situation?
Well, I got that more when I was learning martial arts. Like
Ah, okay.
when I was learning martial arts the first time, um, like they teach you a what do you call that? Like a fighting stance or something like that. And I can't even stand properly. But after a while, things became automatic.
Mm,
Like even after I haven't had a lot of practice, like sometimes my friends try to poke me with a punch and I automatically cover my
react.
face or move out of the way or do something,
Okay.
and they tell me something like "Hindi ka pa rin nagbabago" or something like that. But the truth is, I haven't trained in several years.
So that's already part of your routine in
Yeah, it's
some
like part of my normal process, and it's the same with cooking, right?
oh
Like
yeah.
the first time you're holding a knife to chop potatoes, like
Hurts.
I don't want to cut my fingers off, right? I don't want to chop my hand off or something like that. That was your fear, and then now you're barely looking. You can chop squares, triangles, and like all those crazy shapes. You can
Wow, so you're
chop
very good at
onions.
life already.
Yeah, it takes a while, and you do it slowly, and then you can eventually do it quickly.
Yeah, because actually I also check how to use knife properly before.
Yeah,
Like I checked the YouTube videos. Gordon Ramsay also tried to make a video of that one.
Mm-hmm.
The proper cutting, the proper holding of the knife so that you can have a grip.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's part of my learnings about Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay is awesome. Like I like 90% of what I know is from Gordon Ramsay.
Wow.
So
So you can also be a chef.
I don't have the patience to do it all the time. Like I like making my own food. That's it. I can cook for like one additional person, maybe two additional people, but I can't run a restaurant.
Uh,
I don't think I'll be
yeah,
able to run a restaurant. Like spend the entire day making food.
yeah, just cooking,
Yeah,
just in the
I can
kitchen.
cook for a few more people, but not every day. Yeah, I was selling food in the call center. Like I
Wow.
sold sandwiches and salads and sometimes steak. And yeah, that was a fun experience. I made some good money there.
Mm,
Like
it's a great.
my strategy was like I have a lunchbox and I have another lunchbox and the second and third lunchbox is for sale.
Oh,
So yeah, like I made an extra few $100 a day.
yeah, that's a good earning already.
Yeah, let's proceed to activity four, and then we'll wrap up.
Activity 4, okay.
Talk to me about your career.
Mhm. When I was in high school, I thought college education was not that necessary. My uncle, who's a high school graduate, became a security guard. My uncle earned 12,000 per month. I thought that earning is enough to support my needs. After my high school graduation, I went to Lapu-Lapu City to work. When I was in Lapu-Lapu City, I realized that being a high school graduate is not enough to find a good job. At that moment, I really wanted to become a police officer. Our family had a financial crisis at that time. My parents suggested that I should take education. At first, I disagreed. Never my wildest imagination to become a teacher. I thought that taking education would give me a chance to become a police officer. I studied education. My first semester was very challenging. I encountered problems which I did not experience during my high school days. I thought I failed in two major subjects. I was thinking already of shifting to another course. I almost gave up. My mom told me not to give up. The moment I saw my grades, I was really happy. I passed all the subjects. Then, I realized that shifting to another course was not the answer to my problems. I continued studying. I encountered a lot of problems, but this time, I was able to adjust already. I'm not intelligent. I put hard work on the things that I am doing. Luckily, I made it until I finished my degree. After finishing university, I prepared immediately for my board exam. Our school offered a review class at a very affordable price. I took the opportunity. We reviewed a lot of things. I felt that I did not learn anything. There was too much information given to us. I was afraid already of the possible result of our board exam. Our board exam was held in Cebu City. The day before the exam, there were too many applicants in the different churches in Cebu City. I was one of those applicants praying hard for miracles. I knew that I was not ready to take the exam. On the day of our examination, I was really nervous. I didn't know what questions that I may encounter. I just offered everything to God. After the examination, I realized that there were less than 20 questions that I was sure of my answer. I immediately called my mom, telling her that I was not expecting to pass that exam anymore. I was really scared of what would be the possible result of my exam. The last thing I did was I went to the church to say thank you for all the God's help.
Okay, let's continue. Like this all sounds interesting.
After the board exam, I accidentally met one of my classmates in the university. My classmate was already working at SM Supermarket. My classmate told me that SM Supermarket was still hiring. I took the chance. I applied and I got a job offer. The position was a stock clerk. That was my first job after graduating from the university. I encountered a lot of people. During my first job, I was exposed to different kinds of people. I stayed there for 2 months only. Those 2 months taught me the important lesson: dream big.
Oh, keep going.
Upon working in SM Supermarket, I realized that my earning wasn't enough. I did not let myself get stuck in that job. I have decided to look for another opportunity. One of my friends recommended that I apply in a dive shop. I didn't have any idea about dive shop equipment. My friend gave me the address of the store. The problem was I didn't know how to go to that store. I was already hesitant about continuing my vacation to that store. It was my day off when I decided to apply for that job. I went to the store. I was nervous to get lost in Cebu City. That was my first time visiting Cebu City alone. I always sat beside the driver so that I could always check if I was already near my destination. I remembered that it was the first time I walked in Colon Street. Finally, I arrived at Romeo Arcade in S. Ramos Street. I went to the store early in the morning. I arrived at the store after lunch already. I submitted my application. The supervisor told me to wait for the area manager for my interview. I was shocked. I didn't expect that I would have my interview on that same day. I got no preparation at all. I had to rely on myself. Then, the interview took place already. I was really nervous during the interview. Luckily, I passed the interview and got hired. The area manager told me that I should start my training on the day after tomorrow. I don't like to commit AWOL. I made an immediate resignation letter. I submitted my resignation letter to my boss at SM Supermarket. Luckily, they didn't ask a lot of questions about my resignation. I did my training. I thought the job was easy. That was not the case. I should talk to a lot of foreign customers. I didn't have enough skills to communicate to our customers. I felt embarrassed about committing a lot of grammar mistakes while talking to the customers. I have learned how tough the competition in sales is. I can say that we are on top already. Our boss wants more from us. Our boss wanted to be the only dealer of all driving equipment in the country. Our boss put too much pressure on us as his employees. That was okay for me because I knew that that was just part of the job. One thing that I didn't like was our area manager pushed us to work for another 2 hours without pay. I did that one for 8 months. After 8 months, I realized that maybe I should change my career. That was the time that I aimed to work in a ESL industry.
Okay, very good. So I got to highlight a whole bunch of words. So
Wow,
like
too many words?
you can't see it now, but like you'll see it later. We'll discuss before we end.
Okay.
Right, where we go. So let's go back to number one. So the
Number
first
one,
word is graduation.
graduation.
It's graduation.
Graduation.
Very good. So
Graduation.
it's more relaxed.
Okay.
Your version sounds more tense.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
That's also the
graduation.
problem. Graduation.
And then with Lapu City.
Lapu City.
Yeah,
Lapu City.
Lapu is the what do you call that? It's the Filipino pronunciation Lapu, but it's Lapu. Like if you're saying it
Okay.
in English, if you're using it in an English sentence, diba?
Okay, so
Because
it's Lapu Lapu.
when you're speaking, let's say for example, your sentence is, it's hard to get a taxi in Maynila. It doesn't sound right, right? It's
Oh
hard to
yeah,
get a taxi in Manila.
Mandala.
Manila,
Lapu
right?
Lapu.
Right,
I used to do that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know. Ang arte niya pakinggan, but
Yeah, Lapu Lapu.
that's how it sounds. Okay.
Okay, so that's proper way. Okay, Lapu
And
Lapu
then
City.
here, where you said at that moment, like it sounded like a D earlier when you said our family. Uh,
Our family.
yeah, it's family.
Our family.
Yeah,
Our family had a financial crisis at that time. Our
very good.
family.
Yeah, family. And then the next word is imagination.
Imagination.
Not never in my
Imagination.
wildest imagination.
Never know how this
Ah,
imagine.
kulang ka. So kulang ng verb. It was never in my imagination.
Okay.
In my
Yes,
wildest
actually.
imagination to become a teacher. Um,
Yeah, never. Never in my wildest imagination. Yeah. Imagination.
so I already changed
It's
it.
never in my wildest
Uh,
imagination.
so the things that
Because,
I highlighted green, like I already made the change. And then
okay.
I thought, thanks. My first semester.
Semester.
Yeah. Ano sinabi mo
My
kanina?
first semester. Semester?
Yeah, parang ganun. Semester.
My first semester was. My first semester.
Yeah, there you go.
My first semester was very challenging.
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 Okay.
Ah!
Don't worry. Well, you'll get used to it.
Actually, it's so funny. Like sometimes I can do the word perfectly. It's just a word, but in a sentence, that's a very big problem already.
Because you've when you're speaking sentences, you're drawing out the thing how you've trained in the past. So yeah, it's gonna take you a little more time to get used to it.
That I will do practice reading in the sentences.
Oh,
A lot of
hey
practice.
Missy, like that's okay. That's okay. Calm down. All right. So next, you have a sentence that said, "I thought." You have the sentence that says, "I thought I failed two major subjects."
Yes, yes.
You don't need in. You can remove the in.
Okay,
So
so
I marked it red. It means that you can remove it. I
Okay.
thought I
I thought I
failed
failed
two major
two major
subjects.
subjects.
Yeah. Next part is the moment I saw. Hindi siya saw.
Oh,
It's
that's
saw.
so.
Yeah.
So like, what about so far? I got it.
Yeah. It's saw. Next.
The moment I saw, like raw.
Yeah. That's right.
I thought this is one already. What? Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. That's okay. Like that's what happens. That's what happens during sessions like these. Don't worry about it. We're slowly moving forward. Like it's just like your advice, right? Like, slowly moving
Yes,
forward.
yes. Actually, just enjoy life. Enjoy the failures.
Yeah, enjoy these mistakes. Like now that we've discussed the mistakes, I don't think it's gonna happen as often, right?
Mm.
So
I just need the mastery in this one.
and then there's the part here I encountered a lot of problems, but this time I was able to. You don't need already.
Okay.
I was able to adjust. That's it. Like you can stop there.
So remove already.
Yeah, remove already. Next, after finishing university, I prepared immediately for my board exam.
Prepared.
Yeah, prepared.
I prepared immediately. For
Immediately.
boarding. Immediately.
You got immediately correct earlier. So, immediately. The next word is took. I took the opportunity.
I took. I took.
Yeah.
Took. I took the opportunity. Okay.
Next, there was too much information. You don't need the given to us. Like, these are small things that make the sentence simpler. Like, small things you can remove. Like, yung already, yung given to us, yung in. Like, I marked it in a way that it's crossed out so you can remove it. Our board exam was held in Cebu City. So the word here is held.
Held. Like, our board exam was held.
In Cebu City.
Okay.
The next word is examination. After the examination, I realized that there were less than 20 questions that I was sure of my answer.
Examination. After the examination,
Wait, there's something wrong with your story. I immediately called my mom, telling her that I was not expecting to pass the exam anymore. I was really scared of what will be the. Wag na to. I was really scared of the results of my exam. So yung what will be, you don't need that. The possible, you just remove the word possible. Like
so
I marked
what will
it.
be the possible?
Yeah, I was really scared of the result. Yeah, that's right.
Exam. Okay.
You can even remove the word of my exam. You could just say I was really scared of the results.
Okay, yeah, it's then clear.
Yeah. All the opportunities where you can simplify your sentence or shorten your sentence, like take those. You can be specific. But when you're telling stories, you just want to make sure that you get your point across. You don't need to overemphasize. These are examples of overemphasizing. The last thing I did was went to church to say thank you for all God's help. He didn't say if you passed or failed. He just said that you were scared. So you left us with suspense. But you didn't say if you didn't give us an answer. It's a cliffhanger. That's why I asked you, okay, read number 2. I'm not going to give you feedback. Read number 2 first. So we get to number 2 after the board exam. Like, okay, did you pass or did you fail? I don't know.
Yeah, actually, because the board exam was 2 months The result of the board exam was 2 months after the
And
board
then,
exam.
did you pass or?
Yes, actually,
See,
I passed.
you passed. Like, say it at least. Like you're keeping your audience glued to their seats, waiting for the result.
I forgot already of telling that I passed the board exam.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're watching a movie, and they're arguing, and someone pulls out a gun, and then you hear a
Then,
gunshot, and then it fades to black. You don't know like who got shot, right? It's kind of
yeah,
like
after
that.
hanging.
Yeah, you're just leaving the audience hanging like that.
Oh yeah, so I forgot to write this one.
It means that your storytelling is getting better, but when you get to the ending, at least say like, oh, okay, like say the ending. Okay, so
Mm,
let's continue. You mentioned my classmate told me that SM supermarket. You're saying it like SM supermarket, but it's like that
Something
jingle.
like a question.
No. You're saying it like they say it in the jingle.
Okay.
Like if
Because
you
it's
go to
already
SM
working.
supermarket, you hear it like they have a jingle like SM supermarket. Like you said it like that earlier.
Whoa. Because it told me that SM supermarket.
It's
Okay, so the
supermarket.
one.
Yeah, supermarket.
Supermarket.
Yeah,
Supermarket was still hiring.
yeah. And then we go back. I think we already covered this. The word is graduating. That was my first job after graduating from university.
Graduating,
Yeah.
graduating.
And then the
And that was
next
my
word
first job.
is during my first job. During. The word is during.
During.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next, you can remove this. I stayed there for 2 months only. Just, you don't need only. I
Okay.
stayed there for 2 months. That's it.
Stay there for 2 months. Okay.
And then earlier you said I did not let myself get stock, S-T-O-C-K. It's stuck, S-T-U-C-K. I changed it and highlighted it green so you could see. The next word is further down. You said I always sat beside the
Yes.
driver so that I could always check if I was already near my destination. It's destination.
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 Next, supervisor. I just made the S small. I should make the area manager small too, because
Oh, yeah.
most of the time job titles are common nouns.
Oh, yes. It should be smaller.
Like most of from what I remember, it's small letter, and then it's interview. It's not interview. It's interview.
So hard.
Interview.
Interview.
Yeah.
Inter-
Earlier you were saying
yeah.
interview.
Interview.
But
So
you
it's
got the other half of the sentence of the word right, but like the first part sounded like an E. It should sound like an I.
So it's interview.
Interview. Yeah,
Yeah,
you got
because
it.
that's what I remembered. I say interview.
Yeah, it should be
It's
inner.
interview.
Yeah.
Interview.
Yeah, you got the other. Well, for a lot of people, especially for people in Manila, they get the other part wrong. They get the I right, but it sounds like interview, right? But it should be interview.
Interview.
So you got the second half correct, but the first half just needs the adjustment. So
Okay.
yeah,
Interview.
it's interview. Yeah, you got it. Next, you can remove the word already.
Already.
And the interview took place already. So, paulit-ulit tayo dun sa interview because paulit-ulit mo siya sinabi.
Okay.
Embarrassed. I felt embarrassed about
Embar-
committing a lot of grammar.
Embarrassed.
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 Oh, this should be yellow.
I felt embarrassed. Embarrassed.
Okay. Yeah, like that was it. Pronunciation. So you did the pronunciation activities. Oh, cool. Can you remind me on our next session? I want you to read Activity 7, My Secret to Confidence.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to
Okay.
read through that. And can you read like the summary, like final activity, summary of what you learned during this week?
Okay.
You could, and remember, do not use your teaching voice. Just like
Okay.
you're telling me a story. You're
Mm.
telling me a story.
Okay, okay, I'll try my best. Okay. Activity 1. In activity 1, I learned how important it is to plan ahead of time. Having dreams can motivate you more to work hard to achieve it. This activity it's not
Thought.
taught me. What's that thought?
It's thought.
Thought. Why should I see it? Thought. Thought. Hard. Okay. This activity taught me to always prepare ahead of time. Activity 2. I found this activity as a very difficult task. This activity has provided me the chance to get familiar with common questions used in call center work. I want to use these questions in a daily conversation. I hope these questions can help me in improving my communication skills. Activity 3. These activities taught me how to handle my problems. This activity made me think deeper of my own problem and generate my own advice. I found this activity as an interesting task. I discovered the root of my problem. Hopefully, with the help of my own advice, I can overcome this problem. Activity 4. This activity reminded me how I became a teacher. It was so funny because this is my first time I wrote my story about choosing my career. I learned from the bad decision that I made before. This activity has cleared my mind on what I should do to succeed. Activity 5. Ever since pronunciation is my biggest problem when it comes to English. This activity provided me a chance to practice the most used words in English. It allows me to develop my pronunciation skills. Activity 6. I used to think that everybody had the same idea as me. That was a big mistake that needs an immediate correction. Those ideas brought a negative impact on my communication skills. This activity taught me the benefits of being specific. Activity 7. I was always afraid to commit mistakes before. I didn't really trust my abilities. I am very thankful for this activity of opening my eyes about the easiest way of gaining confidence. Gaining confidence.
You got it right. You got it right. Okay, thanks. Well, I'm really touched by what you've written down, and like when you read it, it sounded more sincere. Well, the first part sounded like you're reciting it, but like it sounded more sincere as he moved toward the like middle to the end. It sounded more sincere. So I'm going to give you a little more um, work for pronunciation. So
Mhm.
I highlighted the words. You'll see it when your file refreshes on your phone. So having dreams can motivate. Nisha motivate.
Okay.
It's motivate.
Motivate.
Motivate. Next is thought. I wrote it down.
Thought.
TAWT. Thought. Next. I highlighted this thing red because you should remove it. I want to use these questions in daily conversation. You don't need the A.
Okay.
So you just remove the A by yourself when you
Mm.
get back to this later. I hope these questions can help me improving my communication skills.
Okay.
Oh yeah, help me improve. Hindi siya improving.
Ah,
Help me improve
help me
my
improve.
yeah. That's right. And then, activity 3, same word. Thought.
Yes.
Nga pala, tanggalin mo yung in.
Okay.
Help me improve my communication skills. So, remove din yung in.
Okay. Help improve my communication skills.
Um, so, activity 3, same word. This activity taught me to handle my problems.
Help.
And then the next word is generate. This activity made me think
Generate.
deeper of my own problem and generate my own advice.
Generate.
Yeah. I found this activity as an interesting task. Pwedeng ganito. You can remove this, and then you can remove this. You can remove as an, and you can remove task. I found this activity interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
Like
Simpler.
like these are words you can use to simplify. And then I discover hopefully. Can you say hopefully?
Hopefully.
Yeah, sounds better. Like earlier, it sounded more with a P sound.
Hopefully. Okay. Hopefully. Hope.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully.
Oh, and by the way, congratulations on completing 23 pages of writing. Like, that is so awesome.
Yeah, the spacing here is maybe not that good because I wrote this activity on my laptop, then I copied this one on my phone for to edit my work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you only have one question here. What part of call center job application should I prepare for the most? Well, there's only a well in your case, like you sound okay. You sound mostly okay. There are some things that we need to adjust, but it's not as much of a big deal now, considering your current skill level. So, what you'll need more help with is the call simulation, like just so you understand how customer service is handled over the phone. I created a pronunciation video for customer service sentences. You can find that on my YouTube channel. It's
Okay.
the one where I was reading the call center script where I started with "Thank you for calling. My name's Kevin. How can I help you?" And then I explained all of the lines in the script. So I just
There is also the skill.
yeah, I want you to become familiar with that because that's if you're gonna give call center work a try, like you want to be familiar with that process because they're gonna ask you what's your idea of customer service and stuff like that. And I try to explain a lot of that in the video. And I just launched a free course. It's about call center basics. So like a lot of the small things that you need to know before the minimum that you need to know about call center work so you can sign up for free on our website. So
Yeah.
so you'll receive lessons almost every day. So and I try to make it short, like it's not as long as the lessons here. And yeah, like a lot of that info is good to know if you're gonna apply in call center work. So yeah.
Wow. Okay, let's see if I can do this one.
Yeah, and if you have additional questions, if oh yeah, do your best to finish the next one so we can just keep going with sessions. And I
Yes.
really had fun in today's session. I enjoyed listening to your stories, and yeah, thanks so much for sharing everything that you shared because
Yes,
it's very. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I would try to be honest in writing about stories in here. Like, I don't want to cover up some of my lapses. I need to I need to say everything. Yeah, I think it's a good thing for me actually. Like I kept those things for over a year, then now I have the chance to share, so that's why I did my best.
When you do that, you sound more confident in interviews. If you are casually talking about mistakes and things that you've learned, then you're gonna sound more confident and you're gonna sound more authentic. You're gonna sound more trustworthy to the HR. So it's always a bad idea if everything you say about yourself is positive. They're
Yeah,
more interested in how well you deal with handling failure and problems because problems happen, mistakes happen, and you
that's
were
common.
able to express your positive attitude for those situations. So, and that's a really that's an amazing advantage because everyone else who's copying interview answers on the internet won't be prepared for those questions, those follow-up questions. But you told them the truth, and the truth is always the best answer.
So
And
yeah,
the good thing about the truth that you're speaking is you wrote it down, so at least we know that your grammar is correct.
yeah, it's a good thing to check also.
Yeah, like you're supposed to speak the truth, but you shouldn't speak carelessly. You should at least check your grammar, right? Because like some people like I post something in Facebook groups and some person's gonna say, oh, that's a lot of work. I just go there as I am and like whatever. They carelessly go there, but like you could tell from their answers that yeah, you're honest and authentic, but your grammar's not correct. You might as well just write down what you plan to say and just check if if the words are in the right place, right? And check if your pronunciation's correct. And that's what we're doing. Like these are all interesting conversations for you in the future. And now that we've had the corrections, I'm more confident that you'll make less mistakes when these conversations come up. Right? What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Actually, I need to practice. And I need to master also the story because sometimes I forgot I have been written in here.
Your story is your secret formula. That's
So
the reason why you're gonna succeed.
yeah,
So spend a little more time just writing your story.
yeah, so that will be part of my preparation soon. Like I need to prepare for an answer, then prepare for the stories for any possible
Yeah,
what's that follow up questions.
yeah, and remember, your story got you all of your jobs, right? Your story got you through your college interview. Your story got you through your job interviews. Your story got you your wife,
Mm.
right?
Yes,
And the support of all the people supporting you. So yeah, like that's very powerful. And when your kids get older, you're gonna pass on your story. So make it a good one.
okay,
All right. So let's
okay,
talk about this some more in the next session. And yeah, if you wanna teach online, you need help with marketing, you could let us know, and I'll post you on our website.
okay. So soon, yeah, uh, I will just inform you what will be my next step.
Yeah,
So that
yeah,
will be after
sure.
3 months.
Right? Yep.
Yeah. So by the way, for maybe actually I still didn't receive the week 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll check. I'll check with the admin.
Mhm.
I changed my email address, so we have a new email address, like a more official one instead of the Gmail email. So you could try checking Kevin at callcentertrainingtips.com to see if you got it through that email.
Okay.
Or like if it's still not there, like send me another message and I'll just manually send it to you.
Okay. And actually, because I informed maybe I forgot, maybe 4 days or 5 days ago. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll
Yeah.
check again. I'll check again.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
like I'll just send it again. So don't worry
Uh-huh.
about it. So
No worries. Okay. So, by the way, for the next coaching session, I will read weekly activity 7, right?
yeah, and then we'll continue with week
The
four.
week 4.
When
Okay.
we get to week 4 and maybe week 5 onward, some of the activities are longer, so we might not finish one week in a session. We might take a couple of sessions to complete the week. So yeah, so like anyway, don't worry about it. We'll
Yeah, I will try
just
to finish all the
focus on
writing, but
writing.
yeah,
Focus on
I
writing
think
the
I can't.
story.
Okay. I'll
Yeah,
try my best.
you got this, man. Like you're already here. You already beat like maybe 95 of our students.
Mm. Oh, it's good.
So
Nice to hear.
so you're already at the top 5 of your batch. So that's always good news.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Uh,
I'll talk to you soon, man. Like
Okay, thank you, man.
all right. Thanks for joining our session, and if you enjoyed your time with us, hit like, and if you'd like to hire Dondi as a teacher, leave a comment so we can inspire him to work online. And yeah, I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.